Hey guys, it's Mathel here once again, and I wanted to show you what happens when the balls touch. It's not that bad. I'd recommend it. It's an acquired taste, I'd say. All in all, this is Castwell channeling Stormburst with Ball Lightning. So in the past couple days, I've really been trying to flesh out the old Stormburst skill by trying many different Castwell channeling setups, many different support gems, a few different other ideas here or there, and overall it feels like Castwell channeling with Arc or Ball Lightning is the most effective. At this point, Ball Lightning seems to, I think, clear the best. As you can see here, you're Castwell channeling with your Stormburst. A lot of the time the Stormburst takes care of it, but a lot of the time there's a few little monsters left behind here or there, which is where Ball Lightning or Arc come into place. They really help to make sure you're not missing too much in a pack when you clear it. And overall, the single target at this stage with the 6-link or the tabular isn't too bad. It's really not too mind-blowing, maybe even a bit disappointing. It does feel like the skill has a bit of scaling issues, maybe just a bit undertuned at this stage, but I'm still in the early stages, I'd say, of figuring out exactly what to do with it, the best supports and all that. The damage isn't overwhelming though for single target. You really do need to swap gems as well as have decent damage levels, all of that for the current content. So it's not overpowered by any means, it's just kind of okay, and with the right gem swaps it becomes an okay single target skill, but it is somewhat tedious to have to swap gems all the time. The Castwell channeling setup seems to be the best for clearing, but it's definitely not the best for single target, at least not the one I've found yet. So there is still some more playing around to do. I'd say it clears Harbinger packs amazingly though, very solid for that, freezes, shocks, and kills them before they really get a chance to do anything. So this is what the gameplay looks like at the moment. It's been very fun for mapping. I'm still on it for mapping, though I do think swapping to Blade Vortex Inquisitor, like I said I might, is definitely going to up my single target and boss clear speed, and even boss viability quite a lot. So it's something I may do, but for now I'm still going to try and make the Stormburst and maybe Castwell channeling dream happen and see if I can take the skill with somewhat modest gear to the end game content. Now just quickly, I can show you my single target on a 6-link. This was my first run with the 6-link on a normal Atziri, and it was pretty decent. I've done a couple of runs on a garbage 5-link with something like 10 chaos worth of total gear. At this point I've got more like 30 chaos worth of total gear, and the DPS is okay. I tried to go just pure single target for the Vals. I went the Castwell channeling for this setup, and as you can see the thorns over there obliterated me, but otherwise it does some okay damage. And this is the pure single target here without Castwell channeling, because yeah, definitely wouldn't be able to do that on the mirror phase. And it's doing okay damage. It's like acceptable. It doesn't fill me with high hopes of uber viability by any means, but for normal Atziri, for up to tier 10 content, let's say, we can get enough single target to not totally suck, but it does take the right gem levels, the right passives, and maybe even sockets. So a 6-link like a tabular goes a pretty long way on this build. So currently the character is level 86 at this point. I've ditched Herald of Thunder and Ice for Wrath. Wrath gives just a bit more damage, but obviously loses the utility of Ice plus Thunder, their, you know, abilities to damage shit. Overall, I tried it out without it, and I didn't feel like they were adding too much more in the build anymore, so I put Wrath in, and now I'm running Wrath and then Warlord's Mark as my two sort of reservations. And this is what it looks like with Stormburst and Ball Lightning. It seems to clear pretty well, and you know, when you go for the single target, you drop those off, and it's a okay playstyle, and it feels pretty damn good with my amount of attack speed and all of that. Overall, I think getting a tabular is a very strong choice for this, especially when doing the Castwell channeling setup. I'm running Stormburst, increased crit strikes, GMP still, added lightning, Castwell channeling, and Ball Lightning. Now besides that, I have tried Spark, I've tried Stormcoil, I've tried Arc, I've tried Arctic Breath. Arc seems to be second best for me for clearing things. Arctic Breath probably next best for clearing as well as single target. The others didn't really feel great to me, but I think by all means play around with a lot of different setups and maybe you'll find the one that's best or the one you like the best. Otherwise, when you go single target mode, you replace Castwell channeling and slow approach with Conk Effect, and Ball Lightning with Slow Approach and Conk Effect. So you're on a 6 link here, which is these whole supports, and it does quite a lot of damage. Overall, Controlled Destruction will be more damage than Crit Strikes as well, but I don't feel completely ready to get rid of it just yet. And a lot of people have been asking why added Lightning. It only does 130, it only does, you know, however much damage because it's a 10% damage effectiveness multiplier. Well, the reason is Stormburst starts out with a really low amount of damage. You can see 47 to 70. So the fact that it's 10% doesn't really matter too much because this still adds like 1.8 to 34 of lightning damage or so. And when you attach it to the small ass base of this current skill, it still does a lot of damage. You can see it is comparable to a Controlled Destruction, for example, 965 DPS versus 945. So Controlled Destruction should be a bit more, especially when you factor in my power charges and diamond flasks. But at this point, I don't really want to lose the crit and use that. So it's something maybe in the future. So added lightning, ice bite, added cold, all those things are still pretty good for us. They're just obviously not going to be mind-blowing on the numbers. So I think play around with a lot of different setups for cast while channeling yourself, but there's definitely a combo in there that feels good for map clearing, at least for me. I did ditch ice bite, so I started running blood rage. I seem to be okay with the degen, and that means I still get frenzy charges and good attack speed from blood rage. Didn't really need ice bite anymore. Yeah, so a tabular is really good because you can then swap in random gems as you see fit. Otherwise, you might just end up getting rid of GMP altogether for the single target with the cast while channeling Ball Lightning. It's something I'm going to explore and see if maybe there is some viability to cast while channeling and single target damage. But it's not anything mind-blowing yet. It's just okay for single target. You may struggle, as a lot of people have been telling me they have. It's just about getting slower proj and fucking around with gem levels and, you know, other sort of combos. Like I said, it's not the greatest skill in the world. It is new, it is kind of fun, and I'm still trying to flesh it out to see if there's some sort of potential there, because I may be missing something, which very likely does happen sometimes. Besides that, I did buy Cold Brotherhood. It just converts a bunch of damage from lightning to cold, which makes my freezing and shocking pretty damn reliable. So we do freeze plenty of stuff. It's a good defensive boost. Besides that, gear's very straightforward. Life, resists wherever you can. Life resists. Some crit multi on your neck goes a long way. Life resists. Some life, crit, I guess spell damage if you can. And attack speed on your weapon's really good for clearing. Some elemental damage, spell damage, damage to spells, and crit multi and crit to spells is what you're looking for in your scepter or dagger, so you can still shield charge around. Besides that, a Doriani's is really good if you can get your hands on one, and its Series Flask goes a long way to buffing your damage, as you can see, and of course filling out your entire ascendancy. So these two, then these two, then these two, then these two, goes a long way for damage too. I've done a lot of the life I'm going to fill out on my tree. I may be going for Valpak now. I'm going to try it, see if it helps, see if it feels good, and I'll let you guys know if it's worth. Otherwise, you know, the tree is pretty much the same, normal, trying to get okay jewels, damage, crit multi, that sort of stuff, and some life. I think the build's going okay. It's not anything insane, but it's been fun. I'm still trying to stick to it. Hope you guys are having some decent success. Hope this video helped, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.